Γεια σας και καλημέρα και χρόνια πολλά. Good morning. Oh no. Hello and good morning and Happy New Year. Special greetings and salutations to all my fellow Greek language Bible enthusiasts. My name is John and I'm a linguistic enthusiast, amateur linguistics enthusiast since my youth. And I'd like to share a technique that I've developed over the last few years that I've applied to many languages. And right now I'm applying it vigorously to the Greek language and I'm getting some good results. So I'd like to run through it with you and hopefully it could be beneficial for somebody who's just beginning. But the first thing I do, and I've done this in a lot of languages, and it always involves the Bible and writing down Bible scriptures because I was educated by and from the King James Bible in English. So I use that as my focal point for almost every language that I study. Well, see, every language that I study. So the first thing I do is I download some, back in the day I'd go get some cassettes, but I download some phrases from Traveling Linguist, or whatever basic phrases, and I digest a little bit of that, and then I take a look at a course on Greek Pod in this case, Greek Pod 101's channel. And that's a really useful resource because the course is the same in any language. They have the exact same dialogue in the same video. So if you've gone through the course in one language, you can compare it to another language and it's the exact same dialogue. So that makes it very useful. So as I learned with Arabic, which I've been a serious Arabic student night and day for the last 8 years, and I'm reasonably fluent. I'm an advanced level student. But I applied the same logic to the Greek language that I did to Arabic, because after struggling for a couple of years with Arabic, I decided that the best technique, excuse my Spanish, the best technique is to study modern standard Arabic, or classical formal Arabic as we call it. It's all the same thing really. And a dialect at the same time, and a dialect being, of course, the more modern spoken version. So you're really studying two forms of Arabic at the same time, and that's the only way to get command over the grammar of the language. So I'm applying that same logic to the Greek language, and it's working out rather well. So my modern Greek resources are online Greek lessons and Learn Greek with Lena, which is one of my favorites, sort of like, animated lessons, and they're fun to watch. For Biblical Greek, when I first started Biblical Greek, I got bogged down very quickly. In fact, that's one of the things that got me into Arabic, was that Arabic was a living language and dynamic, and I could share with native speakers much easier than I can with Greek. Right now I'm starting to get to the level where I talk to Greek people about Greek, but I'm still not fluent enough to have conversation in Greek, but I want to get there. That's part of my goal. So when I first started with Biblical Greek, I started with, all the classics, of course. Wallace, James White, Bruce Metzger, Bill Montz, all the big names. So, but I found it to be cumbersome, and I never really could get the rhythm going. I could never really get into it because they make it sound so complicated. And, it doesn't have to be that way. It's just a language. It's not rocket science. But what really got me into the Greek language, biblically speaking, was once I heard a pastor on the radio saying, "The angelic choir never sang that night outside of Bethlehem to the shepherds. That's a popular myth that was introduced into the church. The scripture says saying. It doesn't say anything." This guy's crazy, man. Everybody knows, "Hark the herald angels sing," and all those songs that mention the angelic choir, which is a part of our Christmas folklore, really. And that's all it is folklore. It turns out the guy was right. When you go back to the Greek, and that was the first time I ever used Greek. I used, the lexicon style. And I still didn't know any Greek. But I started chopping through it, and I made some progress, and then I got turned on to Arabic, and the Syrian crisis started, and I started following that, and I got more into Arabic, and I left the Greek behind. Then a couple years later, I jumped into it again, and I started studying it like the Arabic from the both modern and I made better progress the second time. Now I'm into it again because I want to get to the Septuagint, so I'm trudging through New Testament, and that's what I want to talk about. Here's my main tactic for studying languages, and what I do is I usually copy the letters of John because they're short and easy to memorize. In this case, I'm making myself what's a handwritten interlinear, and this really is burning the stuff into my head. If I handwrite it out, I make a lot of mistakes. Sometimes that's why it's in pencil. Sometimes I have to erase a half a page because my eye skipped, because I don't really have a paper form. I'm also doing this from PDF. But that's my tactic, and I wish you luck. God bless you, and Happy New Year. 2020 means that we have to look at things with a 2020 vision. So when you take a verse and you cite a verse, you know the context 20 verses ahead and 20 verses behind. God bless you.